Hey guys, Cody here. This clip right here, it's from the Trainwreck Podcast, episode 9, where I talk about the 5 worst Dallas Cowboy losses I've experienced in my fandom. Um, this is right after I had COVID, so my voice is kind of hoarse in this video, but I feel like it's a really good topic to bring up right now since football season's 2 weeks away, and just want to share this with y'all. So this clip's from a few months ago. If you want to check out the whole episode, it's in the playlist on my channel. But for now, enjoy this video of the top 5 worst Dallas Cowboy losses.
My top five list, and it is the worst Cowboys games or worst Cowboys losses I have ever witnessed. And number five on my list is the first heartbreak I ever had. It is Dallas Cowboys versus New York Giants, December 11th, 2011. It's what I refer to as the Miles Austin light game, where Romo threw this beautiful pass to Miles Austin and he lost it in the lights. And if he would have caught it, it would have secured the game. But instead, he lost it. It went to third down and Dallas lost. Look at the stats. Tony Romo, 21 of 31, 321 yards and 4 touchdowns. This is maybe the second best game I ever saw Tony Romo play. It has the most wide open touchdown you'll ever see from Des Bryant. Look it up. Eli Manning, I mean, this was a really great game from him as well. It was just a shootout, 37-34, and Dallas drove late to try to tie this game up. And the first field goal gets iced, and then it ends with Jason Pierre Paul blocking the field goal. And it was a heartbreaker. This is pre blew his hand off Jason Pierre Paul, by the way. So yeah, he still had all of his fingers to be able to block that kick and break our hearts. That's number five on my list. Number four is 2013 Dallas Cowboys versus Philadelphia Eagles, week 16 or week 17, actually. Kyle Orton started the game because the week before, Tony Romo broke his back. And I cannot get this to pull up. There we go. Tony Romo broke his back, led a huge comeback against Washington, threw a touchdown pass to DeMarco Murray with like 18 seconds left. Thrilling game. And then you find out that we're not going to have him the next week against the Eagles because he played with a broken back because Tony Romo's an animal. So we have Kyle Orton, who hadn't played all season. And I was never a fan of Kyle Orton, but I'm like, this is the hand I'm dealt. I'm going to have faith with him. And he played really good, 30 of 46, 358 yards, 2 touchdowns, one interception that was his fault, which lost us the game, and then one that wasn't. And if I remember it right, I haven't went back and watched this game in a long time. But it was Nick Foles' second year starting. He had been named the starter over Michael Vick. LaShawn McCoy was in the middle of his probably his greatest season ever. And Kyle Orton, he really relied on Jason Witten and Des Bryant. I mean, he threw 20 of his 30 completions to these dudes. And when the Cowboys were down late, Des Bryant breaks off this touchdown on 4th and 2, and Al Michaels' call is incredible on it. He goes, Bryant, big catch. Bryant's on his way to the end zone. Touchdown. And it was on 4th and 2. It was like 2 minutes left in the game. And then the Cowboys get the ball back at the Eagles go like 3 and out, I believe. And on like the second play, Kyle Orton throws it behind Miles Austin, and an Eagle intercepts it, and that ends the game and sends the Eagles to the playoffs. Now, I didn't think we had a shot in the playoffs because we didn't have Tony Romo, and I didn't trust Kyle Orton in the playoffs, but I believed in this game. And that's the thing that really sucked, was I had faith. But that wasn't the only time I was heartbroken in that year. 2013 Week 5, Dallas Cowboys versus Denver Broncos. The greatest football game I have ever witnessed. It ended 51-48 Cowboys. It was in the middle of Peyton Manning going on the greatest stretch of his career. He threw for 414 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. This is also the game where he had the fake bootleg and he faked everyone out and ran into the end zone. We just saw Dak do it this past year in the playoffs, and he got that move from Peyton Manning. But you know who was even better that day? Tony Romo. 25 of 36, 506 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. And that 1 interception is all people remember from this game. And it's not his fault on this interception. It's a crappy play design. Gavin Escobar kind of underruns the route. Rest in peace, Gavin Escobar. And Tyron Smith's back foot trips Tony Romo. If Romo's foot doesn't get tripped, I think he zips that in and Escobar catches it. Instead, whatever the hell that dude's name was, actually, I can look at it. Danny Trevathan, who is actually a really good player, he intercepts it, and that basically sets up the Broncos in field goal range. And it broke my freaking heart because, one, I wanted Romo to break the all time passing record. And I think if the drive didn't end the way it did at the beginning, he would have because he was just doing whatever he wanted to the Broncos. And it would have been one less game that people can point at and call him a choke artist. And it's the greatest game I've ever witnessed. I have never had more fun watching a football game than this game. Yeah, Terrence Williams, who's probably one of my least favorite Cowboys ever. He was incredible. Des Bryant, the 79-yard catch that he has, it's the most insane play you'll ever see. Look it up. Jason Witten, the greatest tight end ever, was showing why he was the GOAT. Cole Beasley had a breakout game. I mean, it's just, oh, it was such a heartbreaker, man. But I still go back. I mean, even though it was a heartbreaker, I still go back and watch highlights of it because I love that game so much. But yeah, it's a heartbreaker for sure. I watch it pretty much all the way until the Romo interception, and then I stop. Number 2 on my list. It was the second time we played the Green Bay Packers this year. In 2016, the divisional round, Cowboys versus Packers. Cowboys got down big early and then came back and tied it up. And then Aaron Rodgers and his bullshit magic happened again. And this was the year I really thought the Cowboys were going to win the Super Bowl. I thought Dak Prescott, nobody knew how to figure him out yet. Ezekiel Elliott was great. Des Bryant was still good. Jason Witten was still good. You know, this is the year I thought the Cowboys were going to win the Super Bowl. And then after all this getting down early, and then Dak Prescott, this was Dak's coming out party for him being a freaking monster. Yeah, I mean, this game was such a fucking heartbreaker. And then it goes with Mason Crosby, as Skip Bayless says, the intergalactic hand of God field goal where it's drifting to the outside and then curves back inside because there's a curse on the Cowboys. And yeah, that game was such a damn heartbreaker. But the game that has broke my heart the most is the Des Cottick game because we all know Des caught the fucking ball. Gene Skeletor, I hate your fucking guts. I hate your grandchildren because you're a blind moron. That look, it's in his damn hand. The only reason the ball is out right there is because he was reaching to try to go across the goal line. Des fucking caught it, you fucking bitch. I fucking hate that fucking bitch Gene Skeletor. I don't know how Tony Romo can stand to be on the broadcast with him because he's the rules analyst for CBS. I don't know how Tony Romo can stand to work with the dude. Romo's a better dude than me because I hate his freaking guts and I don't even work with him. If I saw him in real life, I would expect him to give me an apology because he screwed the Cowboys over. I'm surprised Jerry Jones didn't file a lawsuit against this dude's family because the Cowboys should have been in the NFC Championship that year against the Seahawks, a place where Dallas went earlier in the year and whooped Seattle's ass. So fuck that referee. I don't even want to say his name anymore. And fuck all the blind morons that can't see that it's a catch. On. Speaking of little bitches, Aaron Rodgers got traded to the Jets.